So often I'm told, Mark, where's your evidence of voter fraud? Why do we need a voter ID? Why are these states actually going through their voter rolls? What is the point of all this? Isn't this really an attack on minorities and specific African Americans and Hispanics? No, it's not. And I frankly am disgusted with ethnic front groups and liberal politicians who are promoting fraud, who are attacking our franchise, our right to vote, the legitimacy of our republic. And I'm sick and tired of them wrapping themselves in a civil rights movement when it is we who should be wrapping ourselves in a civil rights movement. Only people who are allowed to vote should vote, and they should vote once. Mark, what are you talking about? There's a piece at PJ Media by Brian Preston. Massive voter fraud discovered in North Carolina's 2012 election. Massive voter fraud. And I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, this is going on all over the country. The North Carolina State Board of Elections has found thousands of instances of voter fraud in the state thanks to a 28-state cross-check of voter rolls. By the way, as an aside, already cable's going at it. You know, they've dropped the airplane. Now it's endless speculation with former detectives and police captains and private security firms and military personnel on what's going on in Fort Hood. They don't know what's going on in Fort Hood. I am sick and tired of what the news media have turned into in this country. It's grotesque. Anyway, the initial findings of the 28-state cross-check of voter rolls, listen to this, suggest widespread election fraud. 765 voters with an exact match of first and last name, date of birth, and last four digits of Social Security number were registered in North Carolina and another state, and they voted in North Carolina and the other state in which they were registered in 2012. So they voted twice in the general election for president, among others. 35,750 voters with the same first and last name and date of birth were registered in North Carolina and another state, and they voted in both states in the 2012 general election. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think these are errors. I think this is a strategy. 155,692 voters with the same first and last name, date of birth, and last four digits of Social Security numbers were registered in North Carolina and another state. And the latest date of registration or voter activity did not take place within North Carolina. So they're voting in other states. The second point is key, as double voting is election fraud under state and federal statutes. Punishment for double voting in federal elections can include jail time. In October 2012, Project Veritas produced a video showing a Barack Obama campaign worker helping a voter register to vote in both Texas and Florida. The interstate cross-check examines 101 million voter records in more than 24 participating states. The findings, while large, leave open the question of just how widespread double voting might be, since 22 states refuse to participate in the interstate cross-check. Now, why would that be? Why wouldn't these states participate in the interstate cross-check to make sure their voting lists are accurate? Well, we know why, don't we? And I'm guessing most of those states are dark blue states. Mark, shouldn't we have the popular election instead of the Electoral College? No, we have the popular election and the Electoral College. Why? This is one of many reasons why. In addition to the above, the cross-check found that more than 13,000 deceased voters remained on North Carolina's rolls, and that 81 of them showed up on Election Day and voted. 81 dead people voted in North Carolina in 2012. I wonder if they did it electronically or the paper ballot. You can't ask for voter ID photos. No. And you certainly can't cross-check these lists like they tried to do in Florida and the federal judge tried to step in. Can't do that either. It's all racist. We know that. I am so sick of this. That fraud, that criminality, that immorality are all part of a political party strategy for gaining power and holding on to power. I'm so sick of it. And it's not just in voting, it's in government programs, it's in government largesse. We've reached a point where we have these people in the federal government, they get elected, they create these programs that have as their purpose not to eliminate poverty, not to create housing, but to steal money from some of us, to give it to others. So they will vote for the people who are stealing money from some of us. If this happened in the private sector, these people would be in federal prison. But because they're politicians, they're senators and congressmen, and yes, presidents and vice presidents, well, we can't reverse course. No, what are you going to be, inhumane? Yeah, we're going to be inhumane.